Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the All Four Downs podcast. I'm your host, Obi1, and another exciting week as we get ready and get set for the next top 25 rankings. And of course, everything's debatable. Who is number one? I'm going to tell you who is my number one team for week 7. And it's been balancing back and forth each and every week. But I got to say, I told you so. Yeah, I got to say, I told you so. I told you about Penn State. I told you that they're not that good. I told you they didn't deserve to be top 2 in the preseason rankings, let alone top 10. I did tell you that they can't even hang with Ohio State and Michigan. And yet here we go. Penn State losing to Oregon and then an embarrassing loss to the winless UCLA. Are you kidding me? And these are the teams that you want to take to the college football playoffs? Seriously. Wow. Georgia makes a comeback to beat Kentucky. Michigan wins. Ohio State, well, they're Ohio State in the Big Ten. Whippity doo. Miami beats Florida State, in which that fourth quarter left me scratching my head. But it is what it is. Miami dominated the first 3 quarters, but Florida State tried to make a comeback, ran out of gas. Oklahoma, well, you could say Oklahoma had a bye week, even though they beat Kent State 44 to nothing. Texas A&M handled their business. Texas, another team that I did not have at number one in the preseason, and they're not even in my top 25, and they lose to Florida. Alabama beats Vanderbilt. Texas Tech, I guess they're the real deal in the Big 12. Iowa State loses a big upset there to Cincinnati, even though the bookies did have Cincinnati as -1 to start the game. They were favored. I was surprised. Notre Dame is trying to make some noise. Illinois is trying to prove themselves their top 25 worthy. And Virginia beats Louisville 30-27 in overtime. So what does that mean leading into my top 25? Here we go. I'm going to start it off. Whoop. Wrong one. Man, am I messing up or what? Woo! Man, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to redo my slides real quick because I definitely didn't. I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. I think I went the wrong way. Oh, yeah, here we go. We're back on track. Here we go. Yeah. Man, gotta love this. Here's my top 25. And I start off with 21 through 25. UNLV, Duke, Fresno State, Arizona State, and Utah. Because of the turbulence that's happening in the top 25, which everyone calls they're the teams to be in the college football playoffs, some of them have been left out, and that's including Penn State and Texas. Yes, they're not in my top 25. You got to give some love to other teams that are winning. And yes, let due process handle itself, because even though I have UNLV, Duke, Fresno State, Arizona there, it's still, we still got 7 more games to go, 7 more weeks, right? And we'll see what happens. We'll see if they continue to be in the top 25 or they get dropped off. But definitely Penn State, Texas, not in here. Let's move on to 16-20. We're getting warmed up here. Georgia Tech, Memphis, Illinois, BYU, LSU. Quietly, Memphis. You got to watch that team. Yes, they're in an American Conference, but they are outbeating their opponents. And if you pay attention to the spread, they're covering the spread. They're undefeated in the spread. They're doing more than what is asked for. Memphis looks real. And I'll be surprised between Memphis and Navy in American Conference. Let's see who's going to take that throne. Georgia Tech's looking solid, most improved from last season. LSU's ranked number 20, but they still got plenty of games to go because they have a hard schedule. They're going to go back playing ranked teams and ranked opponents there. BYU in 19, looking good. Illinois, yeah, they're good, but are they really, really good? They can't handle Indiana, but, they do show some promising stuff there. You can't base everything in just one loss there. 11 to 15, I got Michigan, Tennessee, Virginia, Indiana, and Notre Dame. Notre Dame making a comeback. I know they lost the first two games to ranked opponents, but they're continuing to win big. You got to give respect. Indiana looking awesome, but I can't wait to see, the time and plays where Indiana does play. I believe Oregon. Let's see how they match up. Virginia making a big push in the ACC. Tennessee looking great. They had a bye week, but here at number 12, they're still looking exciting. And number 11, Michigan. Moving on to the 6 through 10, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Missouri, and Georgia. Look, Georgia making a comeback, beating Kentucky. We could go on and on what happened the week before, but it doesn't matter. The thing is Georgia bounced back to win. And usually when they lose one week, they're almost guaranteed winning the next week. So it's very hard to say or even predict that they will ever go back-to-back losses. All right. Texas Tech, the biggest team right now in the Big 12, making that big push for the first time in my list, making the top 10. The Aggies are looking very, very, very competitive. Just demolished Mississippi State, in which, Mississippi State had bad luck the week prior and they lost to Tennessee. But the way they've been playing, like they showed up to Texas, man, ain't got nothing to show for. I was surprised. Oklahoma, man, I love their defense. They had a bye week. Let's see what happens this upcoming week. And 1 through 5, yes, I do have Ohio State at number 1. Miami, by defeating Florida State, earned the right to be at number 2. Number 3, Alabama. Look, you can't say nothing. You got to roll tide with them. They are deserving at number 3 as of now, ahead of Ole Miss at number 4 and number 5, Oregon. Yeah, you look. Many might predict Ohio State, Oregon to be the top 2 teams, but let's be real. Oregon beating Penn State, but then Penn State falling to UCLA. How's that giving value to the victory, right? And as of right now, with Alabama beating Georgia and then went ahead and beat Vanderbilt, back-to-back ranked opponents, you got to put them at number 3. So there you have it, my top 5 there. Ohio State, Miami, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Oregon. So what's your take on all this, right? Who do you predict that should be in the top 5? Moving in, also my first introduction to the college football playoff platform here, the layout here. The top 4 teams I have is Ohio State, Ole Miss, Miami, and Alabama, right? And everybody else, like I said, and as structured as what it is, Memphis has the number 12 seed, and I got Oregon at number 5. And everything's based on, of course, the top 5 conference champions. And right now, leading their division right now, I believe American Conference is the 5th best conference. And now all that stuff could change. But again, we're only going into week 7 in the college football, and there are still plenty of games to play. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow 4 Downs 3 Counts, all 4 Downs, and our sports entertainment show, the HHW Show. Take care, everyone. Let's enjoy some more football.